It's that time of year again. Everybody's got a list, so we got one too. Drank a lot of whiskey, some good, some not so great. We're gonna give you our favorites coming up next. All right, everybody, welcome back to 1090. I am Andy, this is Todd, and yes, it's that time of year. Everybody's got their list coming out, so we've got ours too. Collectively, we put down our 10 favorites from this year, which we thought was a good year in the whiskey world. And so we're gonna bring you our collective top 10, and plus a couple honorable mentions that just barely missed the cut. But before that, make sure that you hit that bell and subscribe button, because we got a few more lists coming out that we go over for the end of the year surprises for you. And without further ado, let's talk about some that just missed. All right, first up for our honorable mention is a band that doesn't need any mentioning, one of the big four. That's right. And gimmick or not, this collaboration with Willet is pretty good. Todd, tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, the regular Blackened we were so on, but when we tried this Blackened, Willet, absolutely amazing. Finished, there's dark fruits, the mint, the anise that you want, I love. In my Ryes was all there. I thought it was a beautiful
Must have been a playlist, man.
Might have been playlist.
That was good stuff. Awesome.
All right, so another one on the honorable mentions, one that we didn't even review for the channel, New England Barrel. You absolutely love this whiskey.
I did. Didn't think I would. It's under 4 years old, but it is just packed full of flavor. It was absolutely wonderful. Ended up getting a couple bottles, and it was one of those obscure finds I didn't expect to like. Loved it. Just missed our top 10. Okay, next up, you know, we're fanboys of the Carters, right? And we could fill this list with Old Carters, but Todd, tell us about the one that just missed our top 10.
It's the Old Carter Batch 9 Bourbon. You know, we're gonna see a lot more Old Carter on this list. This one just missed. It shows you how good this year was. Absolutely gorgeous bourbon. Again, any Old Carter, really, if you can get your hands on it, you do it.
Yep, if you pay the right price, they're worth the pouring. So, fantastic.
All right, the last one on honor mentions. Before we get into our top 10 list, it's something we both had. Didn't do it on the channel, but boy, was it tasty.
Oh yeah, the Pinhook Vertical Series, the Bourbon War. I gotta tell you, didn't make the top 10 this year, but we've had a lot of Pinhook. They just keep getting better and better. I would expect next year, 2022, that there's gonna be a Pinhook or two that crosses that line, because they just keep getting better. This one is fantastic. If you see it, grab it, worth it.
All right, coming in at number 10, Andy. It's again, another whiskey we didn't even put on the channel, but you've been talking about this for a while.
This was one of my favorites by far of the year. And who'd have thought? ASW Fiddler Georgia Heartwood from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, it's just that good. The Heartwood stays are kind of in between the Perth and the Sapwood. That's what they finish with. It's supposed to be. But it's a high weeder. It's right up your alley.
Yep.
And absolutely gorgeous, and cannot believe how much I enjoyed it, and praying I can find another bottle sometime soon. But if you see it, don't scoff at that Atlanta geographical location. This puppy is good.
All right, on to number 9.
All right, Billy Shakespeare, we know what a scholar you are.
All right, if you saw our video on this
about
one,
number 9.
I didn't wax poetic, but I loved the whiskey. It is Midwinter's Night Dram, Act 9. Coming in at number 9, we loved everything about this. It's a finished whiskey. We love the dark fruits, the complexity of the rye in there with the spice. Just really works.
Just pretty. All those notes that you wanted, they came flying through, and then some. Better than years past, and worth the pickup. So if you see it, grab it. Grab it.
All right, coming up at number 8, it's something that not everybody can get their hands on. The price point is way high. It's the Spring Edition 2021 Old Fitz.
Yep,
you got it though.
Green label, and we loved it. And green not just because of the color, but also because it's one of the lowest age statements coming in 8 years. But I gotta tell you, what did Mark and Sherry Carter tell us? That 8 year could be like that sweet spot. We thought it was
remember that?
Absolutely
how well balanced that bourbon was.
Start to finish, we know it's tough and we know it's pricey, but if you can ever get a pour of it, it's worth trying, because it's just absolutely dynamite.
Goodness. Long finish, everything you want in bourbon.
And on to number 7. All right, speaking of that 8 year hot spot, Mark and Sherry said that was where they thought the sweet spot was for their bourbons. And we have our first Old Carter of the group. Todd, tell us a little bit about it.
At least in the top 10. It's the Batch 7 Rye. We found out on our live stream, Sherry blended this one, guys. Don't tell anybody. Come to our live streams, you get that kind of information. Absolutely, everything I want in a rye whiskey. It's got the mint, it's got the anise, sort of licoricey. The mouthfeel is just super velvety. It is gorgeous.
Imagine like
Batch
drinking
7.
Andy's candy. I mean, that's kind of what it was. It's just
so dang good.
Divine. Chocolate mint.
Batch 7,
Beautiful.
Old Carter Rye.
Number 6 coming up.
All right, number 6 comes in, Andy, and it's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Again, we haven't really done a lot on the channel. Traverse City comes in here.
Michigan, huh? Good stuff.
Woo.
And known for beer, change that. Whiskey is coming through. This is their signature series.
Their bourbon.
Their bourbon. They're barrel proof. It's aged an extra year than their traditional barrel proof, and what a difference that makes. This is just a dynamite pour, a smooth sipper, start to finish. Some people will say that it could use a little more time in the bottle. I say it's just about perfect where it is now. Just the right hit of aggressiveness, but all those beautiful bourbon notes just flowing through there. If you see it, not easy to find, but worth the pickup, grab it.
Well, let's stay right in Michigan. We'll be back with number 5. All right, we're staying in Michigan, like we said. Traverse City Barrel Proof Rye. Andy, I got that bottle, absolutely loved it. Made the mistake to give you the bottle to try. I never got it back. I mean,
don't think you'll see it again.
It's gone.
Absolutely gorgeous. And again, 4 years, people are going to say, nah, it's just got to age a little bit longer. And I agree. Maybe a couple years we'll do some wonder to it to give it a little bit of complexity. But I'll tell you right now, it's just a fantastic sipper. I've yet to meet someone who says, man, this thing is a dynamite from start to finish. All those notes that you want in a rye. You get your anise, you get your
bacon
mint,
spice.
you get your bacon spice, your cinnamon.
Mouthfeel.
It's got a nice
For 4 years.
Mouthfeel. Just absolutely dynamite.
In fact, Sailbox has it. You can find it right now.
Yeah, or you can get it right at their website.
At their website.
It's accessible and it's out there. So
It
if you
is
see it,
so good.
it's affordable and it's just fantastic. So that's
Grab
our
it.
number 5. Let's head into the top 4. All right, we've used this joke before, but Todd, you at the prom is called what?
Stag.
Stag.
Dang it.
And not just any Stag. At 16, you were probably going Stag too. So Stag 16.
We got the summer release, Stag 16. Hard hunt. I wish more people could get this. I wish it was cheaper on most secondary market, or just not on the secondary. Stag Junior 16, everything you want in a Stag Junior. I actually think it was it was oaky this year. It had all those sort of spices that you want, that cinnamon red hots.
Fun, man.
Amazing mouthfeel, super long finish.
It's a gut punch.
It's a gut punch in a good way. Yeah.
In a good way. You get that really long fish that just dances on the tongue for a while. Absolutely fantastic pour.
Stag
And again, yeah,
Junior
you're right.
16.
I wish it was more accessible because it is good.
All right. Top 3 coming up next. All right, Andy, top 3 here. I remember when you got this whiskey. Early on in this year, you said, oh my God, I feel like I just went to a candy store. It's Seagrass, barrel Seagrass, readily available. Tell everybody why we love it so much in number 3.
Well, the first time I smelled this, I was like, my God, this is like going to a summer fair. I mean, you got
glass.
the nose
you
of cotton candy and funnel cake and all these just like amazing flavors come pouring through. This is aged in the Martinique barrel rum, apricot brandy, and Madeira cask. And what a dynamite
Sleigh
pour,
ride
dude.
on your tongue.
So I'll catch on one day, won't it?
I mean, absolutely beautiful whiskey.
It's really the sweet notes from all of these finishes play so well with the spicy notes from the rye, and it just kind of pulls together for this absolutely
It's not overly
gorgeous
sweet
pour.
too. That's the great thing about it.
No.
It has the backbone for it, and it's readily
And
available
look,
now.
whiskey snobs who turn their nose at finished whiskeys,
Ugh.
I think they're still going to like this. And novices who have never tried whiskey before, are like, my gosh, this is interesting. It just barrel are the masters of blending,
Yes.
and they continue to showcase why. And this is just a perfect example. Seagrass Rye, if you see it, buy it. Fantastic.
All right, we have 2 left. Coming up next. All right, coming up at number 2, Andy, is another whiskey that we did review way back in, I think, February or March of this year. It held strong. Number 2, it's the Woodford Reserve Masters Collections, Batch 1.
Batch 1. And yeah, they do 2 batches a year. The first is going to showcase that big, bold proof coming in there. And this was their highest yet that they've released, I believe, 128 proof. Absolutely fantastic. And the only way we could describe it really was, it was like bourbon on steroids. Like imagine, because every single flavor was just amped up. And it just came through so beautifully. Big, bold, balanced. I loved it. Couldn't believe I found a second bottle because the first one lasted no time at all. Yeah, big score.
Doubt you'll find it out there still. It was released early in the year, but you can
grab it. But it's worth every penny because it is just a dynamite pour. So good it was almost number 1, but 1 was a
All right, number 1 is here. It's probably gonna be no surprise. If you've watched our videos and seen it over the last years, we've absolutely glowed about this whiskey. Andy, it's Old Carter again, but what is it?
All right, so this is our American Whiskey Batch 6. The very first Old Carter we were ever able to score.
And nothing to beat it yet.
Tried multiple bottles since then. To this day, nothing has held up to this. Many people will say with Old Carter that the bourbons are fantastic, the ryes are fantastic, but there's something extra special about the whiskeys that they do, the American whiskeys. This, no different.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. The first time you popped that and that nose came through,
Explosion.
I said, you've got to be
Explosion.
I said, what is this mutant you put in
Aromas
front
and
of me?
flavors.
In a good way, because it was just
I don't know how they do it.
absolutely-
I don't know how they do it.
It was perfect. The flavor profile to this day remains maybe one of the best bourbons, or I should say whiskeys that we've ever had.
Yep.
And I know I'll never find another bottle, so it's a annual small sipper at this point because
Yeah,
it's
we did a little bit too much on
just
that.
that good. But man, yeah, Old Carter's fantastic. Everything we had so far that we put on this list was absolutely fantastic. And we know that we probably missed some that you guys are gonna say, oh, you guys
Where
missed
is
that,
it?
we didn't like that. So we welcome that comment below. Let us know what you think. Tell us what your favorites were, what we missed, what we hit on, and we'll be sure to banter back and forth with you because, hey, we love doing these lists. These things
Heck
are fun.
yeah.
Whiskey's objective, you know?
That's right.
You like what you like, you don't what you don't. But in the meantime, if you like what you see from 21090, please hit that bell in the corner, hit that subscribe button. It's gonna let you know every time we got a new video coming out. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Untappd. We go live every Tuesday night with Glam and Drams. It is a ton of fun. Breweries, distilleries, rock and roll.
Beer, bourbon, and rock and roll.
Beer, bourbon, rock and roll, everything in between. It's a great time. Come join us. Again, thank you to all of our members and those of you who continue to support the channel.
Yep.
But hey, more lists on the way and a good year. Honestly, great year if you ask me.
I think so.
And
On to 2022.
on to 2022.
Cheers, everybody.
See you next year.
Yeah.